Hi guys, it's Nige at Lock & Key Independent Estate Agents, and I hope you're all well. Today we're down in Atworth, and just there in behind me, in a small little cul-de-sac in Greenland Close, is a one-bed semi-detached bungalow with parking and a garage, and offers no chain. Needs a bit of modernising inside, kitchen, bathroom, tidying up with the carpets and decor, but the integrity of the build it's pretty sound. There is a little workshop, a little side passage as well for a garden at the back. And then there's a side passage that will take you into the workshop at the back. It's got a bathroom, there is gas heating in there, and there is double glazing. Gas heating is quite old, so we'll show you that as well, so that will need to be looked at. It'll need a service as well. But apart from that, it's such a cute little cul-de-sac, Greenland Close. You wouldn't even know it's here in Atworth. And because it's no chain, what this would suit really is somebody who's living on their own, or maybe they want a bolt hole coming from London and they need to come back to Wiltshire, and they can use it on occasions for their holidays or for their family. They could rent it out, or they could use it for someone to live in. So it would suit also somebody that's a downsizer, somebody that's moving from a larger property. They need to be in the village still, or they want to be in a village, and this is perfect Atworth because you've got 8 miles to Bath, you're close to amenities, you've got Stonor, an independent school, you've got your pub, and it's thriving, this community in Atworth. It's absolutely brilliant. So with all my tours, guys, you know how they work. I'm just going to turn and spin this camera around. We're just going to talk about the small cul-de-sac, talk a bit more about Atworth, and then what we're going to do is we're going to head on in to Greenland Close, just there, number 6, and have a decent explore. And here we are, 6 Greenland Close. I just wanted to just spin the camera around because I just want to show you where it comes in at. You can see there's other garaging here, but there's only, I think, 4, maybe 5 other properties. And when you come through the clock tower, you got the road. There's a little spur off road just here, and then you bring your car in, and then this links you in this cute little cul-de-sac of Greenland Close. You wouldn't even know it's here. Just on the left there's fields, there's walking, you know, you're quite close to countryside. While we're out here also, I just want to show there is a garage. It's a detached garage that goes with the property. So you can put your car in there. And the other added benefit is you can also, if we have a little look further, put definitely another vehicle there, maybe another one there. And if you really wanted to, you could go in there and park another car in there. So the vehicular access is brilliant. So it's a very, very cute semi-detached property, this. Rare as hen's teeth, because where are you going to find a bungalow which is semi-detached with a garage in a village in Wiltshire at, say, a couple £100,000? It's going to be quite difficult to find one. But I just thought I'd show you the outside. So like I said, so there's a garage there. Obviously this is shared for everybody coming into that. It's got nothing to do with us with these garages. And then this belongs with this property. There's a small little triangular garden, and then I believe this front bit here belongs to that garden next door, number 5, just so it makes sense. Of course that needs to be double checked on the title, but that's what I've been told by the current, or the owner of the property, the family members of the owner of the property. So as we're walking ahead, and while we're outside, just look about a little bit further. You can see the parking there. Pretty decent there, because there's a personal door that takes you into the garage. I think there's a bit of power connected into there as well. This, if you really wanted to create more parking, you could take down. I think it lends itself to still have a bit of shrubbery and green in front. And I think this triangle area that goes with this bungalow here, which makes perfect sense to me. Before we go in, I just wanted to show you the side access. And you go around the side here. And actually this is quite cute, because that door there takes you into, there's a workshop. The gentleman used to build clocks and stuff. He was really useful, really handy, and it was his hobby. So he used that workshop in behind there. It could be a utility, but it's a workshop really for him. It's cleared out now, so it's taken us a couple of weeks just to get the video done, because we were clearing up the bungalow and waiting for the family members just to finish that off. But that's the front. As you can see, a car can go in there, little garden there, parking in front of that garage, car in there. What does that make? That's at least 3 cars that you could use with this property. So while we're outside, turn the camera around one more time. And where we're going to go is in there and take a look at 6 Greenland Close. So as promised, guys, as we walk ahead, let's have a decent look inside. There's a little porch, steps going up to, double glazed entrance door. Let's take a view inside the property. I'm just going to close the door behind me. And what I like to do with all my tours, I like to spin that camera around just so you can see where we came in. Little footwell there, double glazed entrance door. You could put some coat hooks here so you can take your shoes off, even put a rack in there, that might be useful. That's the door. And again, there's another multi-pane door. That's not double glazed, but then it just takes us into this pretty decent size sitting room or living room. And here you can see where it needs the deco. It needs a paint on the walls. You can keep the green. Nothing wrong with green. Love the colour myself. Maybe a bit old-fashioned for some. It's a spongy green carpet. It actually wears really well, but I think someone would take that up and just modernise this living room. Obviously, you've seen a radiator there to the right. And then there's that double glazed window to the front. Pop the camera out there. Let's leave that there a while, just so it gives you a good idea what's around here, but it's just very quiet. And I think there's only about 6 bungalows, and they're all semi-detached, I think, just in this little Greenland close. So perfectly quiet, decent address in a village, and with no chain. Spin the camera around just to give you more of an angle. And this is basically what these video tours and property tours are about, demonstrating the possibilities. We get a lot of compliments on our videos. It just helps you. I'm here to help and then answer any questions and give you some views or pointers, which sometimes goes a long way, especially when you don't know the area or you're not unsure of the build or the age or what could be done with the property. That's my job. And, you know, like I said, any questions, you can always come back to me. It's Nigel at Lock and Key. So there's the sitting room. You can see there's a door then that opens too. Let's pop the camera through here. And you can see there's a hallway and then there's some doors that spur off. You can see there's a bathroom. That door will link to the workshop. There's a door here that will take you to this kitchen. And then there's another door here. And that just takes you into the bedroom, which we'll go into first. I'm just going to open up the cupboard. It's always handy to see what you've got. So there's a cupboard, linen shelving, tank. And if I just put the camera above me, you can see in this landing area, there's access also to loft space. I've not been up there, but that's the access point too. As mentioned, we were going into the bedroom, see a radiator on the right, and the green carpet basically continues through the property. Easily a double bedroom. And it's great to have a bungalow, with a double bedroom in a village. They're very, very rare nowadays. And I know, and I get they're not big, but sometimes it suits somebody that's living on their own. Very, very sought after. Obviously, you can see mirrored sliding doors. Radiator there to the left, but a decent double nonetheless. So out we go. Pop back out through this door. And then let's go clockwise and we'll go into the bathroom there. A bit dated, you can see some tile flooring where I'm tapping my foot, panelled bath, low level WC and wash hand basin. The shower unit is there. There's a window that's not double glazed. That takes you out to the workshop. I think that's probably one of the only few windows that aren't double glazed. So double glazed where stated, but majority double glazed in this property. Just going to bring the angles around so you can see the low level WC, tiling there. There's a little mirror there. Come back out myself one more time. There you can see the bathroom, bit of tidying, but I think it just needs some tidying up. It's a very clean property, but it's obviously not as modernised as other bungalows could be. And that's not rare with people that live here or into these bungalows. They're meant to live 10, 20, 30 years. They don't always do them up. They just continue to live in the bungalows without completely modernising. And then again, the kitchen, come through, that's self-explanatory. All kitchens are going to have worktops, eye-level cupboards, base units, sink, you name it. This is the same. Little kitchen area there, so you can put your seating, eye-level cupboards. And then there's that gas boiler. Now that gas boiler works, it needs to be serviced. I don't think it's ever been serviced. I'm going to say this in a pleasant way. The gentleman, and I met him years ago, that owns this property is brilliant. But he's also very handy. So a lot of the stuff he did himself. But that wouldn't comply with regulations nowadays, unfortunately. So again, this is why these tours are helpful. because it's an old boiler. It does work, but certainly that would be something that needs to be looked at. Somebody might replace that and put a newer one in, and of course there's new legislation for boilers coming out in a few years' time, so you'll have to think about that as well. But certainly that boiler will need a service, and a proper service, before anybody, I would say, move in. That's my suggestion, that's just my advice. You don't have to take it, but certainly that's something I'd like to point out in this video. So there's the kitchen, some ceiling spotlights, and then finally another door. This is not double glazed, it's a pane door, and it comes out into, let's call it I won't call it a garden room, we've called it a workshop, because when I first met the gentleman that owned it, he had loads of clocks, grandfather clocks, very talented, you know, he just loved making things, very talented guy. Got on like house on fire. There's that window again to the bathroom, and there's that door which we showed you from the front that came into the side, and that's brought you into this area here. Now in theory you could knock it all down, you could have a bigger garden. It's this width and then that length to that shed there, so it's not the biggest, but if it was important to you, maybe that's something you want to consider doing. I personally wouldn't bother, but that's just me. I'd sit at the front or chat to the neighbours or whatever. But this is the, let's call it the workshop stroke, whatever, utility if you wanted it, boot room, double glazed door. So you got a partial double glazed workshop, and then this is just some timbering on the roof, perspex roof call it. Double glazed door out too, and then here really you just have a small courtyard garden. It's tiny, guys. It's maybe 8 feet, a bit taller than me. And I'm not the tallest at 5'9" in a bit, but there we are. That's your garden. I'm just going to pop the camera back out here, just so you can see the little slanted bit on the roof and that little workshop. Cute little courtyard. Again, it's all bounded, it's private. And basically, in a nutshell, that's 6 Greenland Close. So look, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the tour as much as I have. Any questions, give me a nudge. It's Nigel at Lock and Key Independent Estate Agents on 01225 707 342. Happy to take your inquiries. We are doing viewings on the property. There is a bit of interest, but certainly it's fully available for anyone to view. So give us a nudge. Hope you're all well, staying safe, and we look forward to hearing from you. Goodbye.